Hello everyone, welcome to Empress Moon Tarot 777. My name is Kimmy, very happy to have you here at my channel today. I am going to be talking about Mercury retrograde. Mercury went retrograde today, June 18th, the day that I'm recording this. And so, I've been doing a lot more astrology videos, so I kind of wanted to give you guys a heads up of what to expect over the next few weeks, and how to kind of navigate the waters of Mercury retrograde so that things will move a little bit smoother for you and there will be less internal conflict and less difficulties. Okay, so that's what we're going to take a look at. If you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay notified of when I upload new videos. I go live on Tuesday nights somewhere between 8:30 and 9. If you want to be notified of the precise moment that I go live, be sure to click that bell as well, because without the bell, you won't get the notification directly. So be sure to do that also. Those of you that are interested in, mini reads, check out Instagram, Facebook. Those of you that are looking for personal readings, distance Reiki healing, shamanic journeying, that sort of thing, visit empressmoontarot.com. All right, so Mercury retrograde. What is Mercury retrograde? Does the planet actually move backwards? People have questions about this sort of thing, right? So Mercury going retrograde, it's said to be moving backwards, right? It's said to take that backward step, that backwards motion. But the planet itself is actually not moving backwards. It's still orbiting around the sun. But now, when Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year, the Earth laps the sun, and it appears as if Mercury is going backwards, as the sun and Mercury are both still moving forward. And during this time, it affects all of us in different ways. It can also affect technology, information, things of that nature. So something to keep in mind as you're kind of dealing with Mercury retrograde. So Mercury orbits the sun. It takes 88 days for Mercury to orbit the sun. So this is not, Mercury retrograde is not something that you're just going to be dealing with for a day or two. It's going to be a few weeks, actually. So, just do be prepared for that. Mercury is retrograde right now in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is about, home. It's about leadership. It's about those comforts of home. It's family, things of that nature. But like I said, also leadership. So with the current climate that we're currently dealing with, we have Venus retrograde. We have numerous planets in retrograde right now. I'm not going to re-enumerate them over and over again. But, this whole situation of what's going on astrologically speaking has created a lot of chaos, right? Well, Mercury, there's 3 sextiles between Mercury and Uranus. And Uranus is our planet of freedom and rebellion. So you already saw some of this exhibiting itself in protests and things of that nature around June 5th. So we saw some of that energy of Uranus and Mercury kind of working in tandem to kind of create a little bit of a tense environment, right? A tense environment that people are needing to be heard. People are wanting to be heard. And because we have that, rebellion and freedom type of energy coming from Uranus, we could expect to see that again on June 30th. So don't be surprised if on June 30th we see some governmental snafus, shall we say, about reopening due to the virus, that sort of thing. And you may also see a little bit more unrest again around June 30th. So don't be surprised if that comes up. You're going to need to kind of go with the flow there. Don't get caught up in the chaos that's surrounding you. Now, additionally, the planet of Mercury is very much about communication, right? So when Mercury goes retrograde and it takes that backward step, so to speak, we have this energy of reassessing and reevaluating our lives, reevaluating our home life, reevaluating our family situations, seeing if there's anything that needs to be corrected. Oftentimes, as Mercury goes retrograde, people feel a sense of deep regret and guilt for things that have happened in their life, and they have a desire to correct that and fix those sorts of wrongs. We've been seeing a lot of videos up here on YouTube about, twin flames and that divine masculine energy, having those regrets and that sense of wanting to repair something that was broken. So we're seeing that energy coming out in the tarot as well. You've been noticing that, I'm sure. Hopefully you watch more than just me. Feel free. You'll resonate with different readers at different times. So, we've been seeing that kind of energy. So there's several things that you can do to kind of help yourself to to ease through Mercury retrograde. So first and foremost, you are very likely going to be communicating with, you ready? Somebody from the past. The past. The past is anything before right now. Anytime before right now is the past. So very likely you might be reaching out to friends, family, old lovers, that sort of thing. From the past, kind of. Some of it is going to be, for some signs, it'll be to, bring some closure. For other people, it will be to correct a broken relationship, to fix it and come back together again. Whether that's friend, family, or, romantic. So we'll see a lot of that energy. So when you do communicate with these people, and when you communicate with the people who are already in your life, do take a moment to pause before you express what it is that you're trying to say. Because when Mercury goes retrograde, we often sometimes have miscommunication. I've already seen this happen in my life with regards to the pre-shadow. There's this sense that people are not understanding you, or people made the wrong judgment call based upon something you may have said or done, because communication is a focus. And sometimes there's a misstep with communication. Sometimes people don't see clearly when Mercury is retrograde. And because people can't see clearly and can't, see the fine details and understand the overall grand picture, a lot of things get missed, or there tends to be some communication errors between you and people that So keep that in mind. Think before you speak. And if somebody mistakes something you're saying, correct it immediately. Don't let it turn into like grudge type situation. Correct it as quickly as you can, and that will help quite a bit. Now, Mercury retrograde often causes traffic backups, so make sure to leave extra time before you go to your appointment so that you're not running late, because there will be something that gets in the way. There will be a detour, there will be, a roadblock or something of that nature, a tire mishap, or whatever the case may be. It'll be different for everybody, but there will be delays with traffic. So make sure to leave yourself extra time, especially for those of us that have a tendency to be late. Definitely leave yourself extra time, okay? So that will help a lot too. You heard me already say this once before. Portable devices, protection covers. Don't leave them on the edge of a counter. Do not use them around a pool. They might go flying in there and you're like, how did that happen? Be cautious with your portable devices. Also, keep in mind that, there could be technology snafus as well. There could be technology mishaps, chaos associated with communication. This particular Mercury retrograde is going to be a little bit lessened compared to the one we had in February, March. And we have another one coming up in October, November. So this particular one out of all three this year is going to be a little bit less chaotic, because we've already been dealing with all of that chaotic energy from the other planets that have been affecting, society, people individually and as a collective group, that it's not going to feel as gigantic of an impact. Okay, so that's positive. That's wonderful. Also, with regards to Mercury retrograde, be very cautious signing contracts. You know, most astrologers recommend do not sign contracts during Mercury retrograde. Do not, if you can help it. If you can help it, do not sign a contract during Mercury retrograde. You know, no big impactful type contractual situations. Try to put them off as long as you can. It's better to wait until Mercury goes direct again. In addition to, so we covered contracts, we covered communication, we covered, you know, trust your gut too during Mercury retrograde, you know, because there's going to be so much chaos and so much stuff going on all around you. You may have to get really, really in touch with your inner knowing. Get really in touch with your inner knowing. Emails, I already talked about that. Talked about technology. I think that's about it for right now. Just be sure that you allow yourself extra time, that you be patient with other people, especially when it comes to communication, because there is going to be some miscommunication between people. Those of you that are looking for romance, new romances, be a little bit cautious. If you just meet somebody new during Mercury retrograde, make sure you give it a lot of time to get to know this person, because we often see through rose-colored glasses when we meet somebody new during Mercury retrograde, okay? And then it usually ends up backfiring. So make sure you're just a little bit cautious of that sort of energy as well. Everybody, I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week. I'll be back with the new moon. So this weekend we have a new moon and a solar eclipse, both occurring at the same time at 2:41 a.m. on June the 21st. The moon moves into the sign of Cancer at 2:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's 6:01 GMT time. So 2:01 Eastern Standard Time, the moon moves into Cancer. There seems to be a little bit of, you know, people are saying that the new moon is in Gemini and it's actually in Cancer. Some places say Cancer, some places say Gemini. So just wanted to clear that up for you guys. The moon moves into Cancer at 2:01, and at 2:41 we have the new moon. And we also have at 2:41 and 15 seconds the solar eclipse. So all that will be in the sign of Cancer. We'll talk about that in another video over the weekend. And I shall see you again soon. Thank you so very much for stopping by my channel. Very happy to have you here. If you're brand new, thank you for joining me today. Be sure to click that subscribe button before you leave. Everybody have a good one. See you soon.